All right, so we went over Maryland basketball there. Let's do, obviously, we do every week. Let's spend our last 10 minutes on our Orioles discussion. Let's talk Baltimore Orioles here. All right, so let's go ahead and go over this. The Orioles prospect list 2024 25, the new Orioles prospect list. So we're going to talk about guys who are going to be in the draft, who are the recently in the Orioles system as well, who are going to play in the major league level next year, future years, whatever. Who should we be keeping an eye on as well? We do this every couple times a year, but definitely this is our first one now in the off season. Names to keep an eye on as well. Let's go over it. Max Wagner kind of sliding down. He was in the top 10, had a lot of injuries. I think he's got a lot of good stuff with him where he can play. Definitely a good college player at Clemson. Got to get that average up. His averages kind of struggled. Definitely tremendous power bat. Brandon Young named the Orioles minor league pitcher of the year. So definitely, I think he's definitely going to be given a shot at the rotation if there is a fifth spot there. Definitely, he's going to, I believe, he's going to be given every shot to give a major league team. 2024. Braylon Tavera, definitely you talk about the you talk about the Orioles international scouting. He is definitely making his way and doing good things there as well. So definitely he's been steady. A while we will see him in the majors. 2027, I think even that's a little early considering he's 18, but he's definitely got that opportunity. I mean, the way he's been going, definitely been the star of that. Gotta love Creed Williams. I love watching Creed Williams. He's definitely you think not talented Bryce Harper, but think about a Bryce Harper when he plays. The energy he's always playing with. Every time I see a Creed Williams highlight, he's got his fist up. He's excited. Definitely worked his way. Lost a lot of weight. Don't know if he's a catcher, but definitely you're trying him at first. Juan Nunez is a guy who's kind of moving up the ranks. Again, 2026, I think he's definitely in the majors. I think next year, possibility you could see him almost in the top 10. I think that's like 11 if I was to put him. This isn't necessarily a ranking right here, but definitely worth mentioning. Juan Nunez is there. Number 10, Trace Bright. Bright, I think, again, definitely a guy, definitely going to be given a shot at the majors next year. Definitely pitched very well in Norfolk last year, 24 years old. I think definitely has good stuff. Definitely has not overpowering in any sense as well, not with the 95, 98 mile an hour fastball. Definitely a guy who worked his way through the minors. Interesting to see how he can, if there are any spots though, as free agency. We're going to talk more about that next week. But definitely, if there are any spots, if there's anything you can do to work in free agency to get that taken care of. Chance McDermott is 26 years old, 25. I thought we might see him this year. Interesting to see how they still feel about him. Not a lot of great pitching the Orioles have anymore. Now, Grayson has graduated. DL Hall's gone. They're no longer there. So you got guys like Chance McDermott, Nunez, Bright. We'll see Brandon Young possibly. It's more possibility now for guys that are that are in the organization to see. Steven Martinez is a name you don't know. He's definitely part of this Michael Elias international scouting. Definitely played in the Dominican Republic. There, DCL Orioles. He was terrific looking at the start. I mean, you watch the film, it jumps off on you. Now he's still really young, so but he won award like for them this year. So good stuff from him as well. Be a while before you see him, but I got no problem putting him in the top 10 from what I saw. Griff O'Farrell, Dustin Pedroia vibes from O'Farrell. He was a guy that middle infielder, good at shortstop at the University of Virginia. Small guy, not going to be a power hitter, but play either middle infield spot. I like him. I definitely feel he could be a good second baseman, even though he's a good shortstop. But definitely love the way he plays. You just get a good feeling about the way he plays. Like his swing, excellent swing, fundamentally strong. Not a phenomenal athlete, but definitely a guy who you look at a Jordan Westberg, what he's doing. Definitely, I think he's absolutely there. He kind of looks like, kind of feels like Dustin Pedroia. I keep saying that when I see him. Judd Fabian, good last year, estimated 2026. I'm only saying that more because he's blocked. I don't know how he gets to the majors, especially sooner than that. Some of these outfielders now, a lot of these young guys are in the majors. Such a good Orioles minor league program. I don't know if he hits a spot next year, even though I think, like, under different circumstances, he could. Great speed for Judd Fabian. I like the way he swings the bat as well. I think he's definitely worked his way into being a solid hitter. 5 tool, 5 tool, 5 tool, Vance Honeycutt. I think they were crazy for passing on Vance Honeycutt. This guy, everything I've seen, it's fantastic. Hits for power, great outfield defense, good speed, not necessarily a base stealer. All the athletic measurements is there. I think the only reason why he was lower, I think a lot of the Saber nerds are guys that don't like to swing and miss. He did a little bit of that. Nothing not to like about Vance Honeycutt. I thought he was fantastic. Dylan Beavers, I think, is 4. I think he's blocked. I'm interested to see if they make a trade for him. Definitely these two guys, 4 and 3, are very similar. Enrique Banfield, same. Great speed. I think Banfield, I think, is a better defensive player and a faster runner, but I think Beavers is right behind him. Very similar leadoff types as well. Definitely, I don't think they're very far away. I think you both see them at some point this year. I don't know right off the bat if you'll see them there, but I think Benfield and Beavers is great. I think Beavers, I think, is more of an established minor league hitter, so I think he's earned more there. Benfield at the draft last year, not quite as good of a hitter, established over a long period of time, but they're like really close. It's really going to depend on what they do this year to see who comes up first as well. Kobe Mayo, a lot of people want Kobe Mayo to be your starting first baseman come this year and trade Mountcastle. I think you got to play him at first. He's a train wreck at third. Everything else is great. he could probably play first with his tall stature. He hits the ball for power, tremendous power. Great minor league player of the year for the Orioles. No way. If he doesn't start at the start in 2025, he's definitely going to start at some point. And Samuel Basayo, what happens? Outstanding catcher. I think tremendous hitter. I think he's definitely earned his way where you play him. Interesting. If you're talking about playing Mayo at first, right, and you got Adley, what do you do? Do you play him as a backup catcher in the majors? Or do you? I don't know. But I know he's fantastic. The bat speed it reminds me of Manny Machado. Like, as fast as the bat goes through the zone. So interesting to see it is a natural.